Genesee County 5th graders. This is Mrs. LaShawn Ashton coming to you on a Wednesday. We have 2 more days until the weekend. We're halfway there. You're 2 days closer to being a 6th grader. So I'm super excited for you guys. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna recap what we did on Monday to remind you of what we did, and then we're going to move forward with that. So on Monday we talked about 2 different texts. We talked about the westward expansion text, which was the introduction to what it was. It talked about the Louisiana Purchase and the Manifest Destiny. And then we looked at a timeline, and the timeline gave us dates and events. So I asked you, if you didn't have access to Canvas, to create a timeline of your life, so dates and events that have happened to you in your life this far, and to write a summary. And I'm sure you noticed your summary and your timeline are a little bit different, just like the text and the summary, or the text and the timeline are different. The timeline generally is a little bit more detailed with specific dates and events that might not be talked about specifically in your summary. You might just say you were born in 1999, which you guys are a lot younger than that. So whatever the date is, you might not have gone into detail about where or what hospital or anything like that, and it might be that in your timeline. So look at those and see what that looks like. So let's get started. Today we're going to be looking at 2 different standards. We're going to be looking at RI 3.8 and RI 3.9. So RI 3.8 says, explain how an author uses reasons and evidence to support particular points in a text, identifying which reasons and evidence support which points. Then RI 3.9, integrate information from several texts on the same topic in order to write or speak about the subject knowledgeably. So I ran out of room right here, so I put ... But that's about write or speak about the subject knowledgeably. So we've looked at both of these standards, and you looked at it both in your classrooms with your teachers, and you look at them on Canvas as well if you have access to that. So this is nothing new. You've done it in your iReady books if you use iReady. You've worked on it on iReady, the computer program iReady. So these are not new to you. So 3, it just says, explain how an author uses reasons and evidence to support particular points in a text. So if the author is making a point, they're saying the sky is blue, what reasons or evidence is the author using to say the sky is blue? If the author is saying that the United States is the best place to live, what reasons or evidence is the author using to say the United States is the best place to live? So in this text, it talks about the Louisiana Purchase and the Manifest Destiny. So what points and evidence are made in each of these sections? Well, it makes the point of saying that the Louisiana Purchase was made. Thomas Jefferson bought a huge portion of land west of Mississippi. He bought this land from France. The new territory was called Louisiana Purchase, and more than double the size of the United States. The Louisiana Purchase cost $15 million total. That amounts to about 3 cents an acre. The land included 828,000 square miles of new land. North Americans would be responsible for exploring and settling much of this huge continent. The age of westward expansion was about to start. So the point is that it was about westward expansion, Louisiana Purchase. So what evidence or what reasons support the point that it was going to be a new place to settle, to explore, all those things? Then when we look at 3.9, RI 3.9, it says integrate information from several texts on the same topic in order to write or speak about a subject knowledgeably. You guys have done this several times in class. I want you to think about it like writing. You guys have now, well, it would have been your second FSA writing this year, so you've done it once. But in writing and in all the practice you did this year to get ready for the FSA writing, you were given multiple texts. You may have had 2 sources, you may have had 3 sources, you may have had 4 sources. about the same topic, but different things about that topic. And you had to use the sources combined together to write or speak about that knowledgeably. So meaning you pull bits and pieces of different information from each text to be able to prove your point or to be able to defend your opinion. So we could use both of these texts and say, was the Louisiana Purchase a wise purchase? And you would have to use your opinion and say yes or no and give reasons from the text. So that's going back to that 3.8, using your point and giving reasons why that point was good or bad. And then you would also, it could be an informative where you have to just give information. What was the Louisiana Purchase? And you would have to give information about what it was, how it worked, and things like that. So let's look at these. So let's look at the 3.9, integrating two texts together. So if you don't have this and you don't have access to Canvas, I want you to use your timeline and your summary to do this. So the first sentence in the text says, in 1803, Thomas Jefferson bought a huge portion of land west of the Mississippi. So it says the year that he bought the land, which was called the Louisiana Purchase. But in the timeline, what does it say right there? April 30th, 1803, the Louisiana Purchase. Now, did that give that information in this text? No, it only gave the year. It didn't give the specific date. So we can combine, we can integrate these two texts together to say, on January 30th, 1803, Thomas Jefferson bought a huge portion of land west of the Mississippi that is known as the Louisiana Purchase. So we're taking both of these and putting them together. So that is not that hard, right? No, it's not that hard. That's pretty much the only one we can do with this, to integrate just that sentence and that information. But with your timeline and your summary, you can do that as well. In your summary, you may have said that you were born in whatever year you were born in, 2010, which it wouldn't have been 2010 because you guys are younger than that, but whatever the year you were born in. And in your timeline, it may say May 6th, 2010, born at Longwood Hospital. So there's the event. It's much more specific than the summary, but you can integrate those two things together and rewrite it and say, on April 6th, 2010, I was born at Longwood Hospital. So it's just taking two different things and putting the information together to make it more precise, to make it more knowledgeable, to make you more knowledgeable. So I want you to practice with that. And when you're done practicing with that, either with this or different text and creating a timeline, or with your summary and your timeline of your life, play with it. Write a sentence. Use both pieces and do that and see how it goes. All right, guys, I am going to go, and I will see you next Monday, which means we'll be so much closer to the end of the school year. Have a great day and have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.